Okay, bagi yang dah join, kalau boleh, if you don't have any internet problem, tolong join the quizzes. Link ada dekat dalam chat room. Saya post lagi sekali sebab ada yang baru join. Nah, turn off the TV. Turn off. Tak ada orang tadi. Just turn it off. Okay, so saya akan mula dulu this quizzes. Okay, so seorang dah jawab. So welcome back. You had like what? How many weeks break? 2-3 minggu lah. Saya pun dah tak ingat lah, lama tak jumpa. So welcome back. I guess today kita akan sambung our lesson. Last we met was I gave you a tutorial tentang counting number of proton, neutron, apa semua tu. So today kita akan discuss lah. Lagi 3 minit saya akan end this quizzes. Kawan-kawan tengah last ni bersemangat. So kita tunggu dia orang jap. Diorang baru join, nanti dah kamu baru join lah. Ya saya. Oh tak ada, sebab kamu baru join, saya kan dah nak end the quizzes, tapi kamu ada seorang kat bawah ni. So, tak apa buat dulu, you're the last one lah. Okay, it's okay. Ni ada dapat WhatsApp. Kamu nak pergi vaksin pukul 2:30. So, be safe. Noted. Nanti dah saya end dulu quiz ni. It's just
Boleh sir, line saya tak berapa nak kuat lah.
Okay, thank you. So
Sorry,
this
sir.
is just okay. This is just a fun quiz. Nak start the class. Page. So saya pun ada internet problem. Okay, so considering you just came back from a long break, that's why I say nak mulakan kelas our lesson today with the discussion of our previous tutorial in case kamu macam dah lupa. So we'll do a revision and a discussion at the same time. Tapi before we begin, let's take a look. Hey. Pujian Tuhan semuanya. Review. Boleh nampak macam ni. So half and half. You'd rather be able to, most of you want to rewind your life. So this is what you guys, wow. 15 to 1. This is 12 to 2. This is 13 to 2. Most of you chose the cockroach instead of the rat. Super early. And the years in the past. This is just a fun thing for me to look at. Satu juta, no, this is what I find most interesting. Most of the students saya bagi dekat most pilih yang ni 2,500 every month forever. No wrong answer. Ini pun sama. All across the board, tapi ada like small percentage. Dua orang kat sini. So, this is divided half and half. All right. So thank you for participating in this. So class is recording. Bagi yang join after I posted the link for attendance. So let me share the link again. Link for attendance is here. Okay, ada dalam chat room. Klik dia dan isi details macam biasa. So kita akan discuss the tutorial yang kita mulai hari ini. Yang kita buat before your break, semester break. A recap lah, a short recap. Kita dah cover chapter 2, most of chapter 2. And chapter 2 is about the atomic theory, the atomic structure theory. And basically, we've gone through what is an atom, what is inside an atom, what's a proton, electrons, and neutrons, and what are the masses of atom. Okay, sesuatu atom tu berat dia bergantung kepada apa. So we've gone through that, and also kita dah tahu, we have established atoms can gain and lose electrons. When atoms gains ataupun lose electrons, they could turn into an ion. And ions ni pula could have positive or negative electrical charges. Okay, macam atom yang ada yang kehilangan elektron, dia akan jadi semakin positif. Atom yang terima elektron, dia akan jadi semakin negatif. Kalau kamu ingat, analogi yang saya bagi adalah imagine yourself, you gain a bad habit ataupun you lose that bad habit. Okay, because a bad habit we consider as something negative. So kalau kamu take up a bad habit, kamu buat a bad habit, kamu jadi seorang yang semakin negatif. So that's what I use to explain the ions, how atoms can become ions. They could gain and lose electron, and you have to remember electron charge-nya adalah negative. So with that in mind, kita akan discuss this one today. Saya dah share belum screen? Yes, I share already. So kita akan discuss this one. Okay, protons, neutrons, and electrons. So this tutorial is to assess whether you understand or not how to calculate these protons, calculate the number of protons and neutrons. How do you do that? Okay, so kita akan tengok kat sini. Practice exercise you need to refer to periodic table dan juga calculator for calculation purposes. Okay, untuk saat ini kita akan buat. So for now, question number 1, what is the atomic mass of neon? So how to answer this question? Kamu kena refer to this diagram lah, saya sertakan dekat sini. So you have to remember the nuclide notation. Number dekat atas tu maksudnya apa, nombor dekat bawah itu maksudnya apa. So atomic mass maksudnya dia tanya tentang berat. So there are two numbers here. Satunya adalah the mass number, atomic mass number. Satu lagi adalah atomic number. So in this case jawapan yang betul adalah 20.18. Okay, berat. Atomic mass bermaksud dia tanya berat. Atomic number dia tanya bilangan. The atomic number is to indicate the number of proton, bilangan proton. Atomic mass is the mass, berat sesuatu benda tu, sesuatu atom. So in this case, kat bawah tu adalah atomic mass. Most of the time, okay, most nuclear notation diagram symbol dia akan letak atomic mass dekat bawah. And also satu lagi indikator yang ada titik perpuluhan ini selalunya adalah atomic mass. Bilangan proton kita tak bagi dalam bentuk perpuluhan because bilangan proton adalah dalam nombor genap, nombor bulat, and integer lah. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Bilangan kita tak boleh bagi dalam bentuk perpuluhan because there's no setengah proton. Tak ada 1/8 proton. Okay, so bagi kalau kamu nampak nuclear symbol macam ni and ada dua number, satunya dalam bentuk perpuluhan, confirm itu adalah mass, atomic mass number. Yang kat atas tu yang tidak ada titik perpuluhan, that is the proton number, atomic number. Right, so careful kat sini ada lagi yang salah. Number 2, how many protons are in beryllium? Most of you got it correct. So kat sini ada dua number, saya cakap tadi kat atas. So how many protons? Kita tengoklah pada atomic number, 4 jawapan. Next one, what is the atomic mass of copper? Atomic mass of copper. So, sini boleh large. So, what is the atomic mass of copper? Dekat sini kamu tengok, this is the nuclear notation. This is Cu, the symbol, the chemical symbol for copper, and the number dekat atas ni 63 dan 29. Okay, so this nuclear notation dia tidak include nombor titik perpuluhan, tapi dia tulis kat sini 29 dan 63. So one way, kalau kamu macam tak tahu which is which, mana satu atomic number, mana satu atomic mass, you could refer to periodic table. You always rujuk to periodic table. Even in exam, final exam, kalau kamu boleh masuk campus sekarang, boleh balik ke college, kalau kamu nak buat final exam chemistry, a sheet, sehelai jadual berkala unsur, sehelai paper, jadual berkala unsur akan diberikan, disertakan bersama soalan. Saya dengar bunyi notification, oh phone saya, my bad, sorry. So you can always refer to the periodic table of elements, jadual berkala unsur. So in this case, kalau dia bagi dalam bentuk macam ni, chemical symbol besar dekat on the side and nombor dekat bottom left and top left. So nombor yang dekat top left ni adalah dia punya mass. Okay, yang dekat bawah ni adalah dia punya atomic number, bilangan proton. So kat sini ditanya what is the atomic mass, dekat atas ni lah. Okay, and also lagi satu clue, kalau kamu nak tahu which one is the atomic mass, which one is the atomic number, nombor yang lebih besar itu adalah the mass. Okay, nombor yang lebih besar adalah berat. Because the mass of an atom is the combination of bilangan proton dan juga bilangan neutron. And most of the time they are the same. So in this case, atomic mass adalah 63. Next question. how many neutrons are in a gold atom? Au is the chemical symbol. So before kita move on, saya nak address the difference. Ini adalah, kalau macam kamu nampak, there's a symbol here, Au, chemical symbol dekat tengah-tengah, nombor dekat atas dan kat bawah. That is the periodic table punya symbol. Okay, kalau kamu nampak macam ini, copper tadi ni, this is the nuclide notation. Okay, perbezaan antara nuclide notation adalah the location of the punya inilah atomic mass dan atomic number. Kalau nuclide notation, the atomic mass duduk di atas, atomic number duduk bawah. Kalau dalam periodic table punya symbol dekat tengah-tengah, Au, chemical symbol dekat tengah-tengah, and the atomic number dekat atas, bilangan proton, and the mass duduk bawah. So macam clue yang saya cakap tadi, titik perpuluhan, and kat sini dia ada the number is larger, so this is the mass. So tapi the question here is, dia tanya how many neutrons are in a gold atom. So kamu kena
tak dengar sir.
atom, kamu just ambil number berat dia ni, atomic mass, and then minus the atomic number. 196.9665 tolak 79. So now, bila dah tolak tu kamu akan dapat lah, the answer is 118. Okay, so kat sini ada 3 orang. Tapi ramai dah jawab, 10, 10 of you dah jawab betul. Kamu semua 20 kan? So ada lagi yang tak jawab this. This is your tutorial lah. So siapa yang belum jawab lagi ni, make sure please answer. This is a graded assessment. Dia akan dikira sebagai grade kamu. Only half baru jawab. Next one. How many electrons does a copper have? So ini pun kamu kena ingat, the number of protons are equal to the number of electron. Bilangan proton sama dengan bilangan elektron. So kalau kamu tahu bilangan proton sesuatu elemen tu, kamu boleh tahu bilangan elektron dia. So in this case, bilangan proton dia adalah 29. So automatic bilangan elektron pun 29. Most of you jawab betul. Next, what is the atomic mass of gold? So the answer is 196.9665. Okay, so the answer is basically on the diagram, on the symbol. Next question, what is the atomic weight of helium? Atomic weight of helium kat sini, this is a nuclide notation. So remember lah saya punya clue tadi tu. The mass number is bigger than the atomic number. So kat sini, kalau you tanya weight, the mass lah. Jawapannya adalah 4. Seterusnya, number 8. What is the atomic mass of hydrogen? All of you answer correctly. The answer is 1. Question number 9. How many electrons? How many electrons does an iodine atom have? So most of you got it right also, except 1 or 2. Bilangan elektron sama dengan bilangan proton, so the answer here is 53. And seterusnya, gold, bilangan protonnya sama dengan bilangan elektron, so the answer is 79. Okay, most of you got it right. So what is the atomic weight of iron? Fe is the chemical symbol for iron. The atomic weight adalah 55.845. Okay, looking good. So how many electrons does krypton have? Electron is equal to the number of protons. So kat sini 36. So the answer is 36. How many neutrons does an oxygen atom have? Ini pun sama, ramai orang jawab betul. So bilangan penama, kalau nak tahu bilangan neutron, kamu ambil dia punya mass, tolak dengan atomic number. So 15.99 ni tolaklah dengan 8. So the answer is 8 lah, 7.9997. gunarkan to one significant figure. Question 14, what is at the center of every atom? Ada orang jawab electron. 3 of you answered electron, so that is wrong. Okay, so the answer is nucleus. Just remember the Bohr's model. This is the center of an atom, and this is the nucleus. And around this, there's a cloud. Okay, this is the size of the cloud, and the cloud is basically an empty space for electrons to move around. Okay, dia akan bergerak secara random. So this is the, bukan Bohr's model, this is the quantum mechanical model. Kalau kamu nak the Bohr's model, it look like this lah. Kat tengah-tengah, this is the nucleus, and then there's an orbit. There are orbits untuk electron move around. So kat sini boleh ada electron, so on. Okay, tapi basically, the actual situation is, this is the more accurate depiction of an atom. Okay, so an electron tidak duduk di tengah-tengah atom. What's at the center of an atom adalah a nucleus. And inside the nucleus sits proton and neutrons together. Okay. Next one, number 15. Which two particles make up the nucleus of an atom? I just answered just now, proton and neutron. Number 16, what is the role of an electron in an atom? So kat sini jawapannya adalah electrons circle the nucleus and have a negative charge. Okay, electron, it has a negative electrical charge and it moves around. Sometimes when the structure of an atom is not stable, electrons okay, so that is the role of an electron. Saya dengar bunyi orang nak join. Next one, 17. In an atom, what is the number of protons equal to? The number of electrons is equal to the number of protons. Okay, most of you got it right. Sama macam soalan kat atas tu. This is just a repetition lah. Number 18, which of the following determines the type of element that an atom makes? Jawapannya adalah the number of protons. Okay, so the number of proton is the unique identity. Setiap atom dalam that we have discovered, yang ada dalam jadual berkala unsur tu, the number of proton dia tidak berubah, because that is the unique identity. The number of proton make the atom. Atom hydrogen ada 1 proton. Atom helium ada 2 proton. Kalau atom helium tu kehilangan 1 proton, dia bukan lagi helium. Dia dah jadi hydrogen. That is what happens at the core of the sun. Okay, it burns because of the nuclear fission of helium gas. Atom helium tu, because of the energy of the dying star is so dense, terlalu kuat, it breaks the nucleus of the helium gas. Atom helium tu terpecah because of the nuclear energy. Okay, matahari tu is a dying star, you have to remember. So it takes a long time for it to be completely become a black hole. So because of the dense energy of the collapsing star, it presses on the helium atom. So the pressure of the collapsing star tu, dia akan break apart the nucleus of the helium gas, helium atom tu. So proton pun boleh terkeluar, boleh terpecah menghasilkan hydrogen gas. That's how the sun burns in the space, walaupun tidak ada oxygen. It does not use oxygen. So my point is, the number of proton of an element makes the element. Kalau bilangan proton dia berubah, dia jadi atom lain. Okay, so this is the point of this question. Dan make sure kamu tahu number of proton does not easily berubah macam electron. Okay, electron it could move around, it could change, go in and out of the atom depending on the amount of energy yang dia terima dan dia hilang. Tapi it takes a lot more energy untuk break apart the nucleus. It takes a nuclear energy to be exact. Okay. Number 19, what is the atomic number? Most of you got it right here. The number of protons. The answer is the number of protons in an atom of a specific element. Okay, bilang the atom atomic number is equals to the number of protons. And final question, the number of neutron equals to the mass number. Tolak atomic number. Okay, so this is a math question. The number of neutron equals to bilangan, the mass number tolak bilangan proton, atomic number. Okay, so most of you got it right. More than 9 orang jawab betul, 8 orang jawab betul, 10 orang jawab betul. So most of you, I take it, have understood this topic. Tapi ada macam seorang dua ni, hopefully you understood now that we have discussed this. Basically, kamu kena ingat. Oops, sorry. You have to remember what you could imagine. Okay, by the end of this chapter, you could imagine what's the basic structure of an atom. Okay, what that means is there's a center, and inside the center, and this center is called the nucleus. This is the nucleus. And inside the nucleus ada dua benda, proton and ada neutron. Proton bercharge positive, this one doesn't have any charge. Okay, there's no charge. Bukan tak tahu, my bad. It doesn't have any charge. Neutron neutral. Okay, and around the nucleus adalah electron. It moves around at random freely. So this is basically empty space. This is the quantum yang macam saya lukis tadi. This is the quantum mechanical model of an atom. Okay, so this is the electron. Electron bercharge negative. So this is a stable structure of an atom. Yeah, what is it important that this negative and positive charge you have to remember? Imagine a magnet yang mana kalau kutub dia sama, dia akan repel each other, dia akan tolak. So the same concept here applies. We are talking about stability, kestabilan sesuatu structure. So kalau dia repel each other, dia akan dia akan menolak antara satu sama lain. So katakanlah we take an example, how many electrons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, this is key. Ini ada equal charge here of positive and negative. So yang kamu ada 5 magnet and kamu ada 5 magnet yang berkutub differently facing each other. So dia akan repel each other kan, kalau imagine you have a magnet here. Okay, one magnet, this is positive, this is also positive. So if you push them together, dia akan repel each other, dia akan menolak. Tapi kalau kamu ada magnet of different charges, dia akan tarik antara satu sama lain, so making a connection, making a stable connection. So the same concept here applies. So kalau kat sini, this is element boron, dia ada 5 proton, 5 elektron. So these are all the electrons lah. Okay, yang titik dekat around this nucleus adalah electron. Inside the nucleus, this is where the 5 proton reside, dekat dalam nucleus. So kita ada 5 yang positive charge dekat dalam ni, and then ada yang negative charge surrounds. So basically they keep the structure of this boron atom ni stabil. Okay, so if we were to lose one of the electron, katakanlah okay, there's an external energy, it pushes one electron outside. So structure dia akan jadi less stable. It doesn't necessarily maksudnya dia akan hancur ke berkecai. Less stable. That's why sometimes untuk jadi lebih stabil, boron ni yang kehilangan satu elektron ni akan form a chemical bond with boron BCl. Dia akan form a bond with chlorine, for example. Chlorine ada one electron extra, so dia boleh form a bond with boron ni. So dia boleh form a bond, dia akan bina ikatan. So maksudnya boron boleh kongsi elektron klorin ni, and then klorin pun boleh kongsi semua elektron boron. So terhasillah ikatan kimia. Okay, so that's basically the atomic structure, the rough understanding, rough explanation. Do you have any questions? Hopefully semua clear, tahu macam mana nak kira bilangan proton, neutron, atomic mass. Make sure also kamu tahu macam mana nak baca periodic table. Okay, this is the chemical symbol from periodic table. Make sure kamu tahu 83 ni, this number maksud dia apa, nombor ke atas ni apa. Make sure juga kamu tahu perbezaan antara periodic table punya symbol dengan nuclide notation. So this is a bit different than tadi. So tadi nombor dia dekat atas dan kat bawah. Kat sini dia on the side, dekat atas kat bawah juga. Tapi yang kat atas ni is the mass number. Yang tadi tu yang dekat atas adalah atomic number. So there's a bit different, there's a bit difference, but make sure kamu understood. Ini berbeza kerana this is the nuclide notation. Kegunaan dia lainlah in the field, in the study of chemistry. Chemical symbol from the periodic table tu is the broad general use. Okay, so make sure you understood the tiny differences. Make sure kamu tahu maksud atomic number tu apa, and also siapa yang positif, siapa yang negatif. Okay, so sekarang let's take a 5-minute break. Kita nak buat saya akan nak masuk mode. Let me think. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break. Kita akan sambung another 5 minutes. Let me think this through. Okay guys, sementara break ni, please join another quizzes link. Saya baru post kat dalam chat room. Nanti kita start our next lesson with the link. Okay, I'm back. Ada 14 saja ke? 14 ada 16. Dua orang lagi ada internet problem. It's okay kalau kamu tak join. This is a lesson, so it's not like a quiz creative assessment. Tapi make sure kamu pay attention to the screen lah. Kamu cuma tak boleh participate with the exercises. Okay, so let's begin. So kita akan masuk another topic here, iaitu mole conversion. Kita dah go through what is a mole before kamu punya previous break. So let's try to answer this. Kamu, do you have any idea how to start or not? What is the molar mass of? Oh, saya lupa beritahu. Saya dah beritahu tadi. Make sure you prepare periodic table dan juga calculator. Let me share my screen. So dalam this topic, kita akan assess, kita nak make sure kamu tahu how to calculate molecular mass, molar mass, macam nak convert from the number of mole to grams, the mass, macam nak convert from number of moles untuk cari molecular mass, macam nak cari the number of particles, number of atoms. So saya figure, instead of explaining all the theory, we just jump into the exercise and I'll explain the theory when buat these exercises. Next, dorong aja dekat go video. Okay, so most of you have answered. I'll end the question. Saya bagi masa 2 minit. It's okay. Lebih lah internet problem. Tak apa, it's okay. Kita akan discuss and then you pay attention. Dekat bahagian situ. How to end question. Okay, so kat sini, what is the molar mass? Dia tanya what is the molar mass of gold, sorry, AuCl3, aurum chloride, aurum trichloride. The answer is, most of you got it right, 303.3 gram. So how to break down, how to answer this question? Kamu kena kira, kalau nak dapatkan molar mass, you have to know how many atoms are in the molecule. So this is a molecule, a combination of more than one atom adalah a molecule. So kalau ada 2 atom, that's a molecule lah. So in this case, you have 2 elements, aurum, gold, dan juga chlorine, Cl. Tapi the number of atoms, the total number of atoms dalam this chemical compound, this molecule adalah 4. Kita ada 3 atom chlorine and 1 atom gold, aurum. So we have 4 atoms. So this is a molecule. And kalau kita nak cari bilangan, kalau nak cari dia punya molecular mass ataupun molar mass, you have to add all of the atomic mass. So macam mana kita nak tahu the atomic mass, you have to refer to the periodic table. So tengok dulu, chlorine is here. Sorry, that's carbon. Chlorine is here. So the atomic mass is 35.45. That's the mass of chlorine. And kita ada 3. So 35.55 ni kena darab dengan 3. And then we have aurum, which is here. Saya pun tak nampak. Gold is 196.96, so 197 lah kalau kamu nak punggarkan, kamu nak dapat apa nama 3 significant figures. So 197 tambah dengan 30. Chlorine tadi berapa dah? Mass of the atom. So tengok dulu, Au ni ada berapa bilangan dia, chlorine ni ada berapa bilangan dia. The number at the back here is to untuk indicate the number of atoms of the atom belakang dia, next to it. So this number 3 ni untuk chlorine, dia tak apply untuk Au. Au there's no number to indicate how many atoms are present, so as 1 lah. Kita abaikan, kita tak tulis number 1 tu. So Au ada 1 bilangan dia, chlorine ada 3. Okay, so next question. Okay, so a mole of carbon dioxide contains 6.02 times 10 to the power of 23 watt. Ada options kat sini, atoms ke, formula unit ke, ion ke, molecules. Kalau kamu boleh ingatlah, mole lesson ni saya guna the quizzes lesson yang guna analogy elephant and chicken, a dozen of chicken and a dozen of elephant. Okay, so try to remember back. Saya ada attach the lesson, the quizzes lesson dalam item. So tengok balik kalau kamu macam you are still confused about more. So kat sini, kan tu orang nanti boleh tiru. So these are Oh, dah jawab. Oh, okay, sorry, dah habis dah time. So the answer is molecule. Okay, a mole of carbon dioxide. You have to remember, ataupun kalau kamu, what's my point? Okay, so a mole is a unit. Sama macam, is a unit. It's a the analogy yang saya guna hari itu untuk explain about mole. They use dozen. Okay, so what does dozen mean? It means 12 things. So in chemistry, we're dealing with small particles, small atoms, small molecules. So in just a drop of water, there are millions of particles of water, H2O dalam tu. So it's susah kita nak kira sebiji atom. So we signal, so we use a unit untuk melabel lah the small particle. So and that unit is mole. 1 mole equals to 6.02 ke 6.03? 6.02 times 10 to the power of 23 things. Sama macam a dozen. Kalau satu dozen bersama dengan 12 benda, satu mole bersama dengan 6.02 darab 10 kuasa 23. So this is a very big number. 10 kuasa 23 ni means titik perpuluhan ni, kalau kamu nak kembangkan this scientific notation to regular notation, kamu kena lompatkan dia sebanyak 23 kali. So this number equals to 602, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Banyak lagi. So this is 602 hexillion. My bad. Hexillion. It's a big number here. 602 hexillion. I didn't even know the VM word for hexillion. Okay, so this is the unit that we use in chemistry calculations, conversions. Okay, it's just to signify, just to mewakili very big amount of particle, molecules, atoms. Okay, so that's why dalam soalan ni, dalam soalan ni ditanya, a mole of carbon dioxide contains this value here. Tapi what? Okay, so jawapannya adalah molecule, because carbon dioxide is a molecule. CO2 is a molecule. So bila ditanya in 1 mole of CO2 ada berapa, apa? Ada equals to 6.02 darab 10 / 23. This is answer is molecule. So kalau kamu ada satu bekas, imagine you have a container. Dan container itu kamu masukkan 1 mole gas CO2. So kalau kamu nak tahu how many molecules of CO2 are in there, the answer is 6.02 darab 10 kuasa 23 molecules. Okay, so 1 mole equals to this. Kalau 2 mole, kamu just darabkanlah 6.02 darab 10 kuasa 23 tu dengan 2. Kalau 3 mole, kamu dari 1 dozen, kamu ada 12. 2 dozen, you have 12 darab dengan 2. 3 dozen, kamu ada 12 darab dengan 3. Kamu ada half a dozen, you take 12 darablah dengan setengah. Kalau kamu ada 0.08 dozen, ambillah 12 darab dengan 0.08. Okay, it's just a unit, but specific to chemistry because we are dealing with small particles, small atoms, very small molecules. Okay, moving on, next question. How many molecules are there in 31.8 moles of water? So this is basic, dah macam soalan bocor. Itu saya dah bagi tahu macam mana nak kira. Just now kamu tahu 1 mole equals to 6.02 darab 10 + 23 molekul. So kat sini ada 31.8 mole. So how many molecules are there? Sama macam soalan tadi, dia cuma flip sikit saja. Okay, internet problem kah? Kamu semua boleh jawab tak? Sebab saya tengok kat sini tak ada orang jawab.
Dah jawab saya.
Jawab, sir.
Okay, saya punya quizzes. So, let me refresh. Kosong. Internet saya bila saya guna quizzes dia jadi macam ni. I'm not sure. Alright, most of you have answered. Kenapa dia ulang balik? Okay, saya end dulu ah. Apa ada dua nanti tu? Kamu rejoin balik ya. Sorry Nazira. Okay, all done. Okay, so the answer is kat sini 1.91 darab 10 kuasa 25 molekul. So how do we get that? Kita ambil 31.8 ni darab dengan 6.02 darab 10 kuasa 23. Tak dapat. Kenapa ramai jawab 5.28 lah? Calculator. Scientific calculator. 31.8 darab 6.02 exponential. There's no exponential. Oh ada 10 kuasa 20. Okay. So 1.1 darab 10 kuasa 25. Okay, so macam mana kamu dapat 5.28 ni? Kamu tekan apa? Kamu just buka apa nama scientific calculator, you can use on your phone if you have the actual Casio tu, inilah lagi convenient. So kalau buka the scientific calculator punya version, kami boleh tekan apa nama exponential. Yeah, exponential is the letter E kecil tu. So kamu boleh tekan 6.02 exponential 23 darab dengan 31.8. So straight away kamu akan dapat 1.91 exponential 25. Exponential stands for the power of 10. So 23. Sama lah macam example yang saya terangkan kat sini tadi. Okay, kalau kita ada, scroll back up. Okay, 1 mol sama dengan 6.02 darab 10 / 10. Kalau 2 mol, kita ambil 6.02 ni darabkan dengan 2. 3 mol darablah 6.02 darab 10 / 10 dengan 3. Kalau 31.8 mol, you just take that number darab dengan 6.02 darab 10 / 10. Okay. Moving on, next question. After dah habis this 9 question, kita akan take another 5. Because students selalunya struggle dengan bahagian calculation mole ni because they struggle with the concept of mole. They always hang up macam mana, how much mole molecule, why does it kenapa 6.02 10 / 10. So saya nak explain just by using practice exercises. Okay, so kat sini dia tanya macam nak cari bilangan atom pula. So this is what you should refer to. This is the relationship antara bilangan mole, grams and bilangan atom atau bilangan molekul. Sini. Tunggu datang. Ini minum. Okay. Macam mana nak cari bilangan atom daripada bilangan mole? So this is a clue lah. Kamu ada bilangan mole sekarang. Macam mana nak cari bilangan atom? What do you need to do? Alright, ada 30 seconds lagi. You can still try. You can refer to this diagram. Make sure the calculator is standby. Alright, okay, so most of you got it right. Okay, the answer is 1.51 times 10 to the power of 24. So macam mana kawan-kawan kamu dapat ni? From this diagram, so share screen kan? Okay, so from this diagram, this is the relationship antara the mass and juga the number of moles and juga the number of atoms or molecules or particle. Okay, so sekarang dalam soalan tadi dia tanya berapakah bilangan atom that makes 2.5 mole of zinc. So kita tahu kita ada 2.5 mole of zinc ni, tapi dia tanya exactly how many atoms yang ada dalam 2.50 mole ni. So for you to find that, you have to understand the relationship antara bilangan mole dan juga the number of atoms. So untuk cari the number of atoms or molecules, you just need to take the number of moles dan darabkan dengan 6.02 darab 10 kuasa 23. Okay, so in this case 2.5 ni darab dengan 6.02 darab 10 kuasa 23, kamu akan dapat 1.51 darab 10 kuasa 24. Okay, so that's what saya share ni tadi. This is untuk memudahkan kamu faham lagi lah the relationship antara ketiga-tiga benda. So ada peningkatan kat sini. Most of you got it right, more than half. So let's try another question. Okay, how many moles? This is the other way around. Okay, how many moles of sulfur atoms are in 5 grams of sulfur? Kamu tahu kamu ada 5 gram.
So how to find the number of moles? Kamu kena cari dia punya atomic ataupun molecular mass. So this is the relationship. Kena sama ada kena darab ataupun kena kali. So your job here now is untuk cari the atomic mass. Sulfur kan, yes, atomic mass. So buka periodic table, cari the atomic mass of sulfur. And then figure out what you need to do with the grams and moles. Now, wait. Okay, ada banyak masa lagi. Okay, 1 minute lah. Time's up. Okay, so kat sini saya tengok ada 4 orang saja jawab. Saya tak sure saya yang bengong ke. Then let's do continue. Never mind. So kat sini ramai orang jawab, ramai lah antara 4 orang ni. So 3 of you got it right, 0.16 mol. So macam mana 3 orang ni dapat jawapan yang betul? So let's take a look at this diagram here. Dia kata kalau nak dapatkan soalan tadi, how many moles? So kalau nak dapatkan bilangan mol, so this is our goal je, nak cari bilangan mol. And our starting place is the number of grams. Right? The weight is kita start from grams. Okay, the weight of the substance. So kalau nak cari bilangan mol daripada mass, kita perlu tengok the arrow je. We need to divide the mass with atomic mass. So that's why tadi saya cakap kamu kena cari the atomic mass of sulfur. So take a look at your periodic table. The atomic mass of sulfur is 32.06. Okay, so 32.06 kamu ambil 5 gram ni, 5.0 ni bagikan 32.06. So kamu akan dapat 0.16. Okay, so untuk jadi efficient, untuk jadi macam nak laju kira ni, kamu kena hafal lah dia punya relationship ni, tak kena bagi darab. Tapi kalau kamu macam faham the relationship, and at least pun kalau kamu tak faham pun kamu just tahu the units. Okay, kamu boleh derive. Later saya akan tunjuk macam mana after the practice habis. So next question. This is 6 of 9, so kita ada 4 lagi. How many grams of silicon, dia bagi atomic mass kat sini, would there be in a sample that contain 9.99 times 10 to the power of 52 atoms. So dia tulis dalam kurungan kat sini macam mana nak convert from the number of atoms to grams. Macam mana nak convert the number of atoms to mass. So go back to this diagram. So you start from here. Tadi you start in the middle, now you start at the far right. You have the number of atoms kan? You have the number of atoms. Dia suruh kamu cari grams. So dia nak kamu cari mass. So there's two steps lah kamu kena follow kat sini. Kena convert dulu atom ni, bilangan atom tu ke dalam bilangan mole, and then from the number of moles you can convert to. So always stand by with the periodic table dengan calculator. Sonia, welcome. Saya nak kamu buat lah, so bila kamu buat at least you're working your brain. Kamu tahu macam mana nak baca periodic table. Apa itu 36? Wow. Okay, this is the question. Bagi yang tak boleh join, try buat sendiri on paper. Darab bahagi je guna calculator. Kamu cuma kena tahu apa nak kena darab dengan apa.
Sir,
Yes.
nak tengok diagram ni.
Okay. Saya dengar ada orang nak join muka ni. Okay, Zulkarnain. Okay, this is the relationship diagram. Okay, so 7 of you have answered. Lagi 1 minute saya tunggu. So 7:70. The number here 7:70 saya tekan stop. Again, saya repeat, you're starting from the number of atoms. Kamu nak cari the grams, the mass of sulfur. So there's basically two-step conversion. Kamu kena convert dulu bilangan atom pada bilangan mole, and then the number of mole kamu kena convert pada grams. Okay, 30 seconds bagi siapa lagi yang tengah nak buat. Okay, 10 more seconds. 770 in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. I end it now. Kita akan discuss. Sebagian tak sempat jawab tu, sorry. Just make sure you can habiskan calculation. Kita akan discuss right now. The correct answer is this one, 4.66 darat 10 kuasa 30. Okay, so how do we get that value? So how do we get 4.66? The process is designed to work on smaller channel. Okay, so kita tahu kita ada bilangan atom 9.99 darat 10 kuasa 52. So kalau kita nak convert kepada mass, kita perlu convert di bilangan atom ni kepada bilangan mole. So we need to convert atoms into moles. So how do we do that? Tengok arrow ni, from here to here you need to divide the number of atoms with 1 mole, iaitu 6.02 darat 10 kuasa 20. So you take 9.99 darat 10 kuasa 52 ni, bahagikan dia dengan 6.02 darat 10 kuasa 23. Then you will get a value. From there, you have and that value is the number of moles. Okay? So then, kalau kamu nak cari the mass, the grams of that substance from bilangan mole, you need to, tengok this red arrow here, kamu kena multiply the number of moles with the punya atomic mass. Atomic kan, silikon. Okay, so whatever value of mole tadi tu, kamu darab dengan the atomic mass of silicon which is given to you here, 28.7. So kamu akan dapat 4.66 darab 10 kuasa 30. Okay, so make sure kamu sekarang kamu maybe tak biasa, tak familiar lagi, so make sure you have this standby lah. Okay, saya selalu attach, because selalu attach since last year, the last 2 cohorts saya attach a diagram of this. Cuma saya tak saya hide lah because kamu tak start masuk lagi this topic. So later today saya akan unhide this diagram, so kamu boleh guna untuk refer atau kamu boleh download this maybe. Just type mole gram atom relationship yang bercampur Google photo dalam. Kalau nak yang formal punya adalah lecture note. Okay, go to next one. Ramai dah jawab betul, so let's keep it up. Cuma ada lagi yang jawab salah. So nak make sure all of you understood this topic. How many grams of sodium chloride, molar mass dia dah bagi, are present in 11 moles. So the difference between atomic mass dan molar mass adalah molar mass is the mass for molecule. Atomic mass is the mass for atoms. So that's why nama dia berbeza dekat sini. To answer the question, macam mana nak cari mass daripada atoms, every mole. So this is the diagram lah. Gimana? Okay, so no, don't. Okay, refer to this diagram. Identify mana satu atom, mana satu mole, macam mana nak convert from one to another. Saya lukis di sini. So, saya guna this board for reference. mass, moles, atoms, ataupun molecules, ataupun particles. So, share. So, ini gambar. Wah, And by the way, kalau saya boleh explain lagi, 6.02/10^3 ni is known as the Avogadro constant. Okay, Avogadro is the person yang came up with the idea lah, this unit 6.02/10^3. This is known as the Avogadro constant. So he's the one that did all the math, he did all the, this is a thought experiment. He did what calculation on the theory, that he came up that this is the best value to represent 1 mole. So it's known as the Avogadro constant, Na is the mole. Okay, so mana dia browser? Ramai tak jawab. Okay, so ramai dah jawab. Oh, lebih saya bagi lagi 40 seconds bagi sesiapa yang masih nak try ni, tengok berapa tunggu lagi. So ada 1 jawapan, ramai jawab. So lebih dah ada 1 dan 2.
Sir,
Ya,
yang 1 mole tu bersamaan dengan 10 kan sir?
1 mole bersamaan dengan 10. Apa maksud kamu?
Dia yang untuk mole kepada gram tu.
Untuk convert mole kepada gram. Ini nak convert mole kepada gram.
Ya betul sir.
Kamu kena darab dengan dia punya atomic mass. So bergantunglah kepada atom apa yang kamu nak convert tu. So tak tahu, value dia berbeza. So kalau kat sini kamu this is a molecule sodium chloride, the value is 58.45. So so kenapa kamu kata 10 tadi?
Oh sebab ada nak kena bagi 1 mole kan?
Kamu nak kena bagi 1 mole tak?
Kena darab untuk perpuluhan kan?
Tak perlu. Sebab kalau nak jawab soalan ni, let me add.
Betul sir?
Okay, so never mind. Kita ada 11 mole of, we have 11 moles of sodium chloride. So let's just scroll this down. We have, ada 11 mole. Dia bagi dah soalan tadi kan. 11 moles of sodium chloride and ACl. And dia bagi the molar mass of sodium chloride adalah, I forgot, adalah 58.45. So let's go back. 58.45 gram per mole. This is the molar mass. So dia suruh cari mass berapa. What is the mass in gram? So kalau nak cari ni based on this relationship diagram here, Daripada bilangan mol, here kalau nak cari mass, kamu follow the arrow, kamu kena darab dengan molar mass. So bilangan mol darab dengan molar mass. So bilangan mol kita ada 11 mol. Tulis the unit yang kau nak buat calculation. Darab dengan molar mass 58.45 gram per mol. So, coba tengok. So, ke 11 dengan 58.45. Sorry ya, saya pun nak buka kalkulator. 11 darab dengan 58.45. Kenapa saya dapat? Saya dapat 642.95. Did I do something wrong? Oh, betul lah. So the answer is 642.95. Okay, so 642.95. So the unit kamu kena tulis juga. Kalau kamu buat calculation, biasakan tulis unit. Sebab kamu sekarang nak cari mass beratnya unit dalam gram. So bila kamu tulis unit, kamu tulis 11 mol darabkan 58.45 gram per mol. So per mol ni di bawah dia dibagi. So dia darab dengan unit yang duduk di atas, kamu cancel out. So tinggallah unit yang tidak ada bagian. Okay, so itu dalam kerja yang faham tak? Tadi siapa yang tanya tadi? Saya tak nampak. Itu jalan kerjanya. Kamu kena tengok balik dia punya relationship antara bilangan mol dengan mass tadi. Macam mana kita boleh bilangan mol dapat mass. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so next one, after this kita take a break. Yes. Okay, next one. Second last question. What are the unit? Okay, so this is bukan calculation. Unit untuk molar mass. What are the options bagi yang tak boleh join? Gram, AMU, gram per mole ataupun liter. Which one is correct? So you have to remember, molar mass is the unit untuk molecule. Okay, when you have more than one atom. It's kind of soalan bocor because baru dia tadi saya tunjuk dia punya unit. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Time's up. The answer is grams per mole. Okay, you have to remember all the atoms, all the mass of the atoms yang ada dalam periodic table tu adalah how many grams over a mole. Okay, so mana the periodic table. So kalau dia kata cover ni, dia punya mass adalah 12.011. That means 12.011 gram over a mole. Okay, semua berat ni yang tertulis dalam periodic table ni semua adalah untuk 1 mole. So all the atoms yang ada dalam 12.011 carbon ni 6.02 darab 10 ke 23 atom. Untuk oksigen 15.99 gram per mole ni adalah untuk 6.02 darab 10 ke 23 atom oksigen. So the amount of the number of proton, number of atom adalah sama, bilangan atom adalah sama tapi berat dia berbeza. Because some things are heavier than others. Sama lah macam biasa dalam contoh lesson pasal mol itu, dia bagi analogi mengenai gajah dan ayam. Walaupun 12 ekor saya nak kamu faham all the weight, all the mass of all the atoms yang ada dalam disenaraikan dalam periodic table ni is of 1 mole. Okay. Last one before we take a 5-minute break. Find the molar mass of gallium trisulfide. Okay, so make sure this is nak tengok kamu tahu ataupun tidak macam mana nak calculate the molar mass of any chemical compound. So remember, molar mass is the mass of a molecule, and a molecule is made up of more than one atom. So kamu kena tahu how many atoms are there, what atoms are present, and kamu kena add all of them up together. So in this case, they're a bit complex because they are the polyatoms SO3, and ada kurungan lagi kat dalam tu. So there's different factors involved. Make sure you be careful in adding and multiplying. No. No.
So chart view saya lupa nak share bagi yang tak boleh join. These are the options. Full question akan tunjuk jawapan. So these are the options. So how do you start answering this question? Make sure kamu tahu atom apa yang ada. Ga, what is Ga? What is S? What is oxygen? And then cari the mass, the atomic mass dalam periodic table. So you refer to the periodic table, buka tengok, belek cari Ga duduk mana, tengok number dekat bawah, what is the mass. Cari sulfur pula, S, what is the mass. Cari oxygen pula. And then kamu darabkan the number of atoms available with the mass. So Ga ada 2. So darabkan the mass dengan 2. Sulfur kat sini ada berapa bilangan dia? You have to identify that. Oksigen ada berapa bilangannya? Okay, saya bagi 30 more seconds. At 100 saya akan end, and then we take 5. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so the right answer is most of you got it right. Ada 2 orang tak dapat betul. Okay, jawapan betul adalah 380. So the key here is make sure you tahu the role of this parenthesis ya, kurungan ni, SO3 ni. So bilangan gallium kita tahu ada 2, Ga2. So gallium ada 2 bilangan atom dia ke dalam this molecule. Sulfur ada dalam kurungan ni dia duduk sorang-sorang, tapi there's outside the kurungan ada 3. So sama macam persamaan matematik, if you put a parenthesis, that is equal to macam kamu darab lah, you multiply the value of everything inside the parenthesis. So this S here bilangan dia ada 3. Oksigen bilangan dia 3 darab dengan 3, 9. So carilah Ga, gallium is here 69.7. So darabkan dengan 2. Sulfur 32.06 darab dengan 3. Oksigen ada 9, so 15.99 ni darabkan dengan 9. and then you add them up all together, dapatlah 380 gram per mole. Okay, so that's it for this practice. We take 5, unless you have questions. Because ramai dah jawab betul ni, so bagi yang 2 orang jawab salah ni, make sure you understand lah my explanation tadi. If you have a problem, you can ask. Kat mana kamu macam tak faham. Macam ni boleh dapat 400 tadi. Okay, so be careful in doing your multiplication and addition. Okay, so let's take 5. Kita akan continue sikit lagi and another 5 minutes. Okay guys, sementara kita break ni, saya baru share another quizzes link. Okay, I'll be doing another quizzes link after this. So kamu join dulu, and then after this kita akan start terus. Okay, I'm back. Kita ada sikit lagi, please bear with me. This will be our last thing lah for today. So after habis this quizzes lesson ni, that's it. So please bear with me, join dulu and then kita akan start right now. You can still join later. Okay, so dalam this, lupa lah nak pause, tak boleh pause. So dalam this in chemistry, kita akan belajar tentang chemical reaction. So from chemical reaction ni, kita boleh dapatkan the chemical equation. From this chemical equation, we can calculate the amount of moles. From this amount of moles, the number of mole ni, kita boleh cari dia punya mass, kita boleh cari concentration, the number of particles as we did just now dalam that practice before. So dalam this practice exercise, saya nak kamu faham the relationship antara the number of moles of the reactants dan juga product in a chemical reaction. Okay, so let's try jump into this, tengok how will we do. Now, dalam first question ni kamu ada chemical equation yang mana full question dulu bagi orang. Oh, apologies, saya cerita panjang-panjang tak ada nak tunjuk soalan penuh. So dalam soalan ni dia bagi a chemical equation, nitrogen gas bertindak balas dengan hydrogen gas, kamu akan dapat ammonia. And this is a balanced chemical equation. So what does that mean is, it means the number of atoms of the reactants. The reactants itu adalah bahan yang akan bertindak balas. So dalam case ni yang sebelum arrow ni lah, N2, nitrogen gas. This is a reactant. Dia akan bertindak balas dengan hydrogen gas. Okay, so N2, nitrogen ada dua bilangannya on the left hand side. Okay, bahagian belah kiri sebelum arrow, bilangan atom nitrogen ada dua. Bilangan atom nitrogen on the right hand side also ada dua. So seimbang. Itu maksud a balanced chemical equation. Hydrogen pula on the left hand side ada 6. 3 darabkan 2 dapatlah 6. On the right hand side also sama. Hydrogen ada 3 darabkan 2 jadilah 6. So it's a balanced chemical equation. From a balanced chemical equation kita boleh gunakan bilangan mole dia untuk carilah all those things I mentioned just now, dia punya mass, concentration and so on. So dalam soalan ni, dalam this practice saya nak kamu faham the mole ratio of the reactants and the product. Apakah relationship, apakah hubung kait antara bilangan mole bahan-bahan ni. Okay, so this question dia tanya, what is the mole ratio between nitrogen gas N2 dengan ammonia in this reaction? So the answer is, let's take a look. Ramai jawab berapa? 5. Oh sorry, 5 tu bilangan kamu. The answer is 2 moles of ammonia. Okay, so 2 moles of ammonia will be produced with 1 mole of nitrogen here. Okay, so untuk menghasilkan 2 mole ammonia, kita perlukan 1 mole nitrogen gas. So this is the meaning of the equation. Untuk menghasilkan 2 mole ammonia ni, kita perlukan 1 mole nitrogen gas dengan 3 mole hydrogen gas. So soalan ini tanya, what is the mole ratio between nitrogen and ammonia? So the answer is 2 moles ammonia, 1 mole nitrogen. Ya, saya nak full screen. Lupa nak full screen. Okay, so that is the mole ratio between nitrogen and ammonia. So next one. So benda ni, this thing that we are doing is called understanding the relationship of the molecule in a reaction, dipanggil sebagai stoichiometry. That's a Greek word that I have forgotten the actual meaning. But basically dia tunjuklah the relationship antara semua benda yang terlibat dalam any tindak balas, any reaction. So in this one, let me buka full question view. Which of the following represent a mole ratio between silver nitrate and copper nitrate in the following reaction? So just tengok dekat number yang besar dekat depan all of the chemical formula. That is the number of mole of that chemical compound, of that molecule. So kat sini kamu kena tengok silver nitrate dengan copper nitrate. So which one is silver nitrate? Silver nitrate is Ag. Ag is the chemical symbol for silver. Cu is copper. NO3, 2 is nitrate. Okay, so time's up. Jawapannya adalah semua you got it right. Okay, semua dah macam faham. Tapi bagi dua orang yang salah ni, make sure maybe kamu tak tahu kot copper nitrate tu mana satu. So copper nitrate adalah this one. So this is copper nitrate and this is silver nitrate. As you can see, dekat depan silver nitrate ni ada big number 2. So that means 2 moles of silver nitrate lah. 2 moles of silver nitrate will produce 1 mole of copper nitrate. So dekat depan copper nitrate ni tak tertulis any number. That means only 1 mole of it. Okay, so the ratio, the mole ratio between silver nitrate and copper nitrate adalah 2 to 1. Alright, next one. So yang salah tadi tu, make sure this time you got it right. Kalau lah soalan ni soalan yang sama. Okay, basically sama but a bit different. So what is the total number of moles of H2O produced when 12 mole of ammonia is completely consumed? So this is ammonia. Consume in this case dia bermaksud digunakan dengan sepenuhnya. For a chemical reaction to occur completely, all the reactants will be used up dengan sampai habis lah. So that's why dia cakap dia guna perkataan consume dekat sini. Ammonia tu NH3 tu akan bertindak balas dengan sepenuhnya dengan oxygen gas O2. So at the end of the reaction there's no more ammonia. So dia tanya kat sini what is the total number of moles of H2O? Kalaulah kita ada 12 moles of ammonia. Dalam this balanced chemical equation ada 4 saja. So dia tanya andaikan kalau kita ada 12 moles of ammonia, how many moles of water will be produced? And that's it, time's up. Jawapannya adalah kamu hanya perlu darabkan, tengok pada equation ni, ramai juga yang berterabur kat sini. Okay, jawapannya adalah 18. So how did we get 18? So dia tanya kat sini, kalau 12 mole of ammonia, so dalam persamaan kimia ni kita ada 4 sahaja ammonia. Dia tanya andaikan kalau ada 12 mole ammonia, so how many moles of water will be produced? So you have to multiply this chemical equation to get untuk dapatkan 12 mole of ammonia. Okay, so if you could get a paper. No. So yeah, this is the moles of ammonia. Tambah 5O2 tambah 5 mole oxygen, producing producing for nitrous oxide and H2O, 6 H2O. 4NO tambah 6 H2O. Don't play. Sorry guys. Tamah. Oh, ramai. Okay. So dia tanya tadi, mana mouse? Okay. So dia tanya kalau ada 4 mole ammonia, so kamu akan dapat 6 mole water. So 4 moles, the ratio is 4 to 6. Akan hasilkan 6 mole of hydrogen. 6 mole, H2O hydrogen. Okay, so kalau ditanya andaikan if you have 12 ammonia, how many moles of water? H2O. So basically here is kamu kena carilah what's the factor. Macam mana 4 boleh jadi 12? So the answer is kamu kena darabkan everything with 3. So 4 darab 3 dapat 12, 6 darab dengan 3 kamu akan dapat kat sini 18. So 18 moles of, kamu akan dapat 18 mole air kalau kamu ada 12 mole ammonia. Okay, so it will be like easier if you write down like that. Okay, if you want to work this problem, make sure kamu biasakan tulis jalan kerja macam tu. So another one, kita ada 10 questions saja. We'll be over in 5 more questions. So another one here, what is the total number of moles of water needed to make 2.5 moles of sugar, glucose kat sini, C6H12O6. So water kita ada 6 mole and it will produce 1 mole of glucose, C6H12O6. So dia tanya kat sini, kalau kita nak make 2.5 moles of glucose, how many moles of water that we need? I always bagi perumpamaan macam this chemical equation ni macam a cooking recipe. Kalau kamu nak buat a serving of sandwich, you need 2 pieces of bread and isilah sardine ke, chicken fillet ke. So you need 2 pieces of bread and a spread of sardine. So you get 1 serving of sandwich. Okay, sardine sandwich. So the same thing applies kalau kamu nak buat like a half of sandwich only, so you need just 1 piece of bread and a half serving of sardine. Kalau kamu nak buat 10 serving of sandwich, you need 20 pieces of bread and 10 spreads of sardine. Okay, so time's up. The answer is masih lagi spread, half and half, 50-50. So let's take a look. Jawapannya kat sini adalah 15. So kenapa ramai jawab 12 kat sini? Bukan ramai lah, but equal. Ada seorang jauh-jauh 2.5. So let's go to the drawing board. CO2 tambah dengan CO2 plus H2O glucose. H2O producing C6H something H12O6 O2. H12O6 tambah O2, and here what's the mole? 6. Everything is 6. 6. Okay, so this is the chemical equation involved. Okay, 6 moles of carbon dioxide will react with 6 moles of H2O, producing 1 mole of glucose and 6 moles of oxygen gas. So go back here, the question kata, what is the total number of moles of water needed to make 2.5 moles of glucose? So kita nak buat 2.5 moles of C6H12O6. So water how much? Okay, so untuk dapatkan 2.5 here, you figure out this is 1. So macam mana dapat 2.5? That means kena dapatkan 2.5. That means you multiply everything here with 2.5. So 2.5 darab dengan 6. 6 darab dengan 2.5, kamu akan dapat 15. So the answer is 15 moles of water will be required if you want to produce 2.5 moles of glucose. Okay, so that's how we get 15. 6 mole H2O ni didarabkan dengan 2.5. So if you this is exactly like a math equation, cuma all the perkali adalah chemical formula. What's the So 5 of you got it right, another 5, another 6 salah. So let's try again with another question. Why so quiet, that one? John? Oh. Alright, sorry tadi if you heard anything. Using the following equation, iron oxide Fe2O3 react with this ni. How many moles of iron can be made from 6 moles of H2? Okay, So iron, Fe is iron. So dia tanya how many moles of iron can be made kalau kita ada 6 mol hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is H2. So sama macam the previous two questions. You try to work this out. Tengok ramai tak boleh jawab betul. Okay, time's up. The answer is masih lagi 5. Saya tak tahu ni 5 orang yang sama ke tak. So the answer is 4 moles. Okay, so why is it 4? Yang 6 orang yang salah tu, please tengok dekat screen. Okay, banyak pula chemical formula ni saya nak kena contoh. Kita ada iron oxide dengan hydrogen gas. So iron oxide Fe2O3 tambah hydrogen gas, dia akan produce iron. Dan juga what is another one? H2O, 3H2O. What is the mole untuk ni? 3 hydrogen gas. 3 kat depan. Okay. So the question is, dia tanya kita how many moles of iron can be made from 6 moles of H2. So kalau dia tanya kalau kita ada 6 mole of H2, tulis balik macam ni je. You write out the chemical equation first. Kalau kamu dekat rumah, you take out a piece of paper, you write down the chemical equation yang dia bagi tu. And then dalam soalan yang dia tanya, if you have 6 moles of hydrogen gas. So apa nombor 2? Dia tanya dalam soalan ni, if you have how many moles of iron, this is iron, Fe ni. How many moles of iron can be made from 6 moles of H2, hydrogen gas? Kalau ada 6 kat sini, how many can be made here? So, go back to that your piece of paper, tengok kalau ada 6 kat sini, what is the number, the value dekat depan Fe ni? So, tengok balik, macam mana 3 ni nak jadi 6? So, this is basically just multiplication math. 3 nak jadi 6, kamu hanya perlu darabkan dengan 2. So 3 darab 2 jadi 6. 1 kat depan ni kan. So this is, there's not ada value kat depan. Saya tertinggal. Oh ada 2, my bad, sebaik. Depan ni 2. So ada 2 dekat depan ni. So 2 ni pun kena darab dengan 2 juga. Because kita nak cari kalau ada 6 mol hydrogen. Sekarang dalam this balance chemical equation kita ada 3. Kalau nak 3 ni nak jadi 6, kita kena darabkan the whole chemical equation dengan 2. That's why kita darabkan dengan 2. So just so happen iron ada 2 mol. So 2 darabkan 2 dapatlah 4. That's why the answer is 4 moles of iron. Okay, so 6 orang ni make sure. Kita try lagi sekali. Next question. Sama juga macam tadi. Just different chemical equation. How many moles of hydrogen are needed to react with 2 moles of nitrogen? So dalam persamaan kimia tu kita ada 1 mole of nitrogen. So how many moles of hydrogen gas are required kalau ada 2 mole of nitrogen? Basically you just need to multiply the whole equation with the number 2. Because kita nak andaikan kalau kita ada 2 mole of nitrogen. Bagi yang tak boleh join quizzes, just buat dekat rumah sendiri ya. Use a paper or book or something. Okay, time's up. Jawapannya adalah 6. Okay, so yes, thank you. Thank you, Ramai jawab betul. Tapi ada seorang lagi kat sini jawab 2. So, basically, kita nak tahu kalau kita ada 2 mole of nitrogen. Okay, so how many hydrogen will react? Kamu kena faham the relationship, stoichiometry bermaksud the relationship, hubungan antara all the reactants. So dalam this balanced chemical equation ni, 1 mol of nitrogen gas diperlukan untuk bertindak balas dengan 3 mol of hydrogen gas. Barulah kita akan dapat 2 mol of ammonia. That is stoichiometry. Kalau tak cukup mol kat sini, bilangan mol of hydrogen, kita katalah 1 mol of nitrogen and then we didn't prepare enough hydrogen gas for the reaction. Kita only prepare 1 mol of hydrogen saja. That means kita tak akan dapat 2 moles of ammonia as our product. We'll get less than 2 moles of ammonia. Or even worse, the reaction will not occur at all. That's why saya bagi dalam previous question, saya cerita tentang sandwich tadi tu. Okay, so a chemical reaction is the same. You can use the recipe energy untuk understand a chemical reaction, stoichiometry. Is stoichiometry, the relationship. It describes the relationship of the reactants and the products in a reaction. Itu maksud stoichiometry. So saya selalu guna analogi recipe. Kalau kamu nak prepare an omelette sandwich, you need 2 pieces of bread. This is the 2 pieces of bread. Okay, and then you need 1 egg. 2 pieces of bread and you need 1 egg. Barulah dapat 1 eggs omelette sandwich. Okay, 1 egg lah, pendek, sandwich. Kalau kamu tak cukup roti, you only have 1 roti je, kamu ada 1 telur, kamu tak akan dapat 1 egg sandwich. You get like half lah, kamu kena lipat this roti. And then inside the roti you got 1 egg. Okay, you didn't get 1 egg sandwich, you get half a serving of egg sandwich. Ini padam, it's stupid. Okay, so kalau kamu you only have like, kamu nak prepare egg, kamu tertumpah, kamu nak kacau-kacau telur masa preparation, you spill half of the egg, then kamu tak akan dapat like a proper serving of 1 egg sandwich. You only have just the half of the egg. Okay, kalau kamu nak prepare kamu ada gas, you want to prepare like 5 servings of egg sandwich, you would need 5 of everything lah. 5 darabkan 2, you need 10 pieces of bread. Kamu perlukan 5 biji telur, 5 eggs, barulah kamu dapat 5 egg sandwich. If you don't have enough bread here, kamu just ada 5 pieces of bread, you will not get 5 servings of eggs. Some of your guests tak boleh makan. Okay, so the recipe does not serve all of your gas. So the same applies untuk this stoichiometry ni. Kalau kamu ada this chemical equation, kamu ada 1 mole of nitrogen gas ni, tapi kamu tak cukup, you didn't prepare enough hydrogen gas for the reaction. Based on this balanced chemical equation, in theory, to produce 2 moles of ammonia, kamu perlukan 1 mole of nitrogen gas and 3 moles of hydrogen gas. Tapi kalau kamu tak cukup either one of this, kamu tak akan dapat the product. Okay, so how do we get? Macam mana kawan-kawan kamu yang ramai boleh dapat 6 ni? Don't feel bad kalau kamu tak faham. Basically, it's just a multiplication of all the values lah. Okay, dia kata kat sini kalau kita ada 2 moles of nitrogen, kat sini kita ada 1 saja. So kalau kita ada 2 moles of nitrogen, meaning kita kena darab everything with 2. So 1 darabkan 2, kita dapat 2 moles of nitrogen. Kat depan hydrogen gas ni ada 3. So 3 didarabkan dengan 2, dapatlah 6. Okay, so ada sikit lagi, please bear with me. 4:30 kita akan end. Looking at the rate of our lesson right now. Okay, another one. How many moles of water can be produced if 8 moles of hydrogen gas are used? Sama macam soalan tadi. Okay, so apply balik apa yang saya cerita panjang-panjang tadi tu. Okay, 10 more seconds. Bagi yang tak boleh join macam biasa, try buat sendiri on your paper. Okay, so time's up. So the answer is sama bilangannya 4. 4, that's the factor, my bad. 8 mol. Aku pecah balik. So, I see there's still some confusion here. Okay, go back to your piece of paper, tengok balik, write down the chemical equation. 2H2 plus O2, 2H2O, 2H2 plus O2, 2H2O. Correct or not? Plus O2. Moles of water can be produced if 8 moles of H2 are used. So, dia tanya kalau 8 moles of H2 kita ada kat sini. So, how many moles of water can be produced? So, just tengok balik. Look at these two chemical equation. Tengok balik. Dua ni macam mana nak jadi 8? So, do the math. 2 darab 2, 4. 2 darab 3, 6. 2 darab 4, 8. So, untuk dapatkan 8 from the number 2, kamu hanya perlu darab dengan 4. So, multiply all of them with 4. So, you would need 4 moles of O2. You akan dapat 8 moles of H2O. So 8 moles of hydrogen gas, if you use 8 moles of hydrogen gas, you will produce 8 moles of water. Okay? So terpecah balik ke sini. Maybe kamu confused kot, kita tengok soalan ni, kamu darabkan dengan 2. So that's why saya advise, tulis balik all the chemical equation and then tengok what do you need to do. Next one. Using this equation, how many moles of iron can be made? Macam soalan tadi je. Can be made from 6 moles of hydrogen gas. Kalau nak tengok, kalau nak macam a tip from saya, just tengok kat sini dia tanya, how many moles of iron? Fe is iron. Fe is iron. How many moles of iron can be made kalau kamu ada 6 moles of hydrogen gas? So from this balance equation, you have to start from this balance equation. Kita ada 3 moles of hydrogen gas. So daripada 3 ni macam mana nak dapat 6? Kamu kena darabkan 3 ni dengan 2. Kalau kamu darabkan 3 dengan 2, yang ini pun kena darab dengan 2. Yang ini pun kena darab dengan 2. Yang ini pun kena darab dengan 2. So 2 ni kamu kena darabkan dengan 2. So 2 darab 2, the answer is 4. Ramai tak jawab 4? Time's up. The answer is 4. Okay, jawapannya 4. Okay, so the explanation is macam tadi. Kita ada 3. From this balanced chemical equation, we have 3 moles of hydrogen gas. Dia tanya, andaikan kalau ada 6. So kalau ada 6, we always work with the balanced chemical equation. So untuk dapatkan 6 kat sini, we have to multiply this 3 with 2 untuk dapatkan 6. So every mole of every reactant and product must be multiplied with the same value. So 2 ni pun kena darabkan dengan 2. So 2 darab 2 dapatlah 4. Okay, kalau kamu tak biasa lagi, tulis balik the chemical equation macam saya buat tadi deh. Tulis balik and then tulis balik. Andaikan kalau ada berapa mole, what do you get? Barulah kamu nampak clearly. So another one here, second last question. You have this equation. How many moles of aluminum oxide, Al2O3, can you produce if you have 2 moles of aluminum? So kat sini dia bagi equation yang ada 4 moles of aluminum. So from 4 moles of aluminum, you can produce 2 moles of aluminum oxide. Tapi dalam soalan ini dia andaikan, dia suruh kamu andaikan kalau kamu ada 2 mole of aluminum sahaja. So how many moles of aluminum oxide yang kamu boleh hasilkan? That's why saya suka bagi analogi resipi macam egg sandwich tadi tu. Kalau kamu nak prepare satu egg sandwich, you need 2 pieces of bread and sebiji telur. Kalau kamu nak prepare 5 servings of that egg sandwich, kamu kena darab je lah. Dua keping roti dengan 5, sebiji telur dengan 5. Kalau kamu nak prepare just half a serving, you just need 1 pieces of bread and half an egg. So the answer kat sini adalah 1 mole. Macam mana boleh dapat 1 mole? I write back. Okay, I go back. Follow my advice. So kita ada 4 lah tadi, saya tak ingat lah. 4 mole aluminium, 4 moles of aluminium react with 3 oxygen, 2 Al2. 3 oxygen producing 2 aluminium oxide. Okay, so this is the balanced chemical equation. Dia justru andaikan kalau kamu ada 2 moles of aluminium saja, which is less than the balanced chemical equation. So macam mana boleh macam mana boleh dapat 2 ber 4? Kamu bahagikan everything with 2. Okay, so dia andaikan kalau kamu macam tadi macam egg sandwich tadi tu, kamu nak prepare 1 serving, you need 2 pieces of bread, 1 egg, dapatlah 1 serving sandwich telur. Kalau kamu nak prepare half of serving, kamu nak you want to go on a diet, you nak lose weight, so just eat half a serving only. So kamu perlukan sekeping roti dengan setengah telur saja, dapatlah half a serving. So this is basically the same case lah. Dia nak kurangkan the amount of aluminium yang digunakan. Bila dia nak berjimat, dia tak ada banyak aluminium dalam stok dia. So instead of guna 4 moles, dia gunakan 2 mole of aluminium saja. So how many moles of aluminium oxide boleh dihasilkan kalau kita kurangkan amount of aluminium? So that's why kita bahagikan dengan 2, because instead of 4, dia guna 2 mole aluminium. 4 bahagi 2, dapatlah 2. So how many moles of aluminium oxide? Kita ambil 2 dekat depan ni, bahagikan dengan 2, dapatlah 1. That's why the answer is 1 mole. Okay, so from 1 mole tu dia boleh kira lah berapa gram aluminium nak guna. Okay, last question. So far ada kejap naik sat turun the amount yang dapat jawapan yang betul. So hopefully through more of this you get familiar. How many moles of ammonia are produced when 3 moles of nitrogen react with hydrogen? Okay, try to everyone get it right. Kita ada how many moles of ammonia are produced when 3 moles of nitrogen react with This is the full question view bagi yang tak boleh join. Options ada 6 mole, 1.5 mole, 9 mole, and 9 moles. Okay. Alright, time's up. Jawapannya adalah tak semua dapat jawab. Jawapannya adalah ramai betul. Thank you. So 6 moles of ammonia. So for the sake of orang yang jawab salah ataupun kamu macam tak tahu macam nak start, lagi sekali my advice is, where's the cursor? My advice is, you write everything. Nitrogen gas and hydrogen gas. N2 tambah 3H2 producing ammonia kan. 2NH3. So dalam soalan ni dia tanya 3 moles of nitrogen, 3 moles of nitrogen. Oops. So 3 moles of nitrogen gas, how many moles of ammonia is that the question? How many moles of ammonia? Okay. So take a look here. Ini a balanced chemical equation, 1 mole of ammonia. So kalau kita ada 3, macam mana nak tukarkan 1 tu jadi 3, kamu darabkan dengan 3. So kalau kamu dah darabkan nitrogen dengan 3, hidrogen gas ni pun kena darab dengan 3. Amonia pun kena darab dengan 3. So 2 darab dengan 3 kamu akan dapat 6. So 6 moles of ammonia. That's the answer. Okay. So kalau if you still struggle with this, try to do what I did just now. Okay, write down the balanced chemical equation and then write down the andaian. Kalau dia kata okay, kat sini 1 mole from the balanced chemical equation. So andaikan kalau kamu nak buat lebih banyak ammonia, kamu nak buat more than 2 moles of ammonia. So how many moles of nitrogen diperlukan? Okay. So this is this is the application of this. If you understand the relationship, tadi kita dah buat conversion bilangan mole, nak cari bilangan gram. So kalau kamu tahu bilangan mole, kamu boleh tahu berapa banyak kamu nak gunakan. Because dalam as a pharmacist, kamu kena timbang a certain amount of ubat untuk prepare a certain dose. Kalau kamu dah kerja as a pharmaceutical analyst ke, dalam production of pharmaceutical drugs ke, kalau kamu nak formulate certain ubat, kamu kena tahu, okay, untuk buat this ubat, untuk buat tablet PCM, kamu perlukan this amount of nitrogen, kamu perlukan this much amount of dia punya API, this much amount. So berapa gram nak kena timbang? So kamu kena tahu dah the relationship between the number of moles and molar mass, so that you can do all these calculations. Katakanlah stok tak cukup untuk bulan tu, ataupun kamu nak, as a pharmacist, kamu nak kena prepare ubat untuk baby, so you have to lower the dose. So kamu kena tahu the relationship between the conversions. So the application is not necessarily exact, tapi itulah dia punya application dia. Okay, so that's it for our class today. Thank you for participating. Your homework adalah untuk baca. What's the item? Alah, tak lupa. Your homework, dah terlog out dah. Oh, by the way, saya dah upload all the video, recorded videos dalam ITEL ni. So go to this, the bottom part here dekat box atas kali ni ada lecture class video for DPH C41. So I've linked the YouTube videos semua dekat dalam ni. So you can watch lah for at your own discretion kat masa kamu free sendiri. So your next homework adalah untuk prepare for chapter 3. Okay, gases. So later saya akan post but the video yang saya nak kamu tengok ada kat dalam sini, video lectures. Video lectures dekat bahagian playlist ni, tekan tajuknya adalah gases. Okay. So gases, mana dia? Sekejap. Dia will explain ni dengan crash course. So kita akan start masuk chapter baru in our next class. Watch that first and then kita akan discuss. I do a brief summary and then we do a couple more practice like this today. Okay, ada soalan tentang today punya practice lesson?
No.
And also saya nak kamu prepare. Okay, thank you. Saya nak kamu prepare for your midterm, your first test. Saya tu bubur dalam planner saya. Saya kena tengok balik. Ini saya buat after we've completed chapter 3. Dah habis chapter 3, kita akan buat first test. Tapi kita pun dah ketinggalan, and also kita ada 2 kelas ganti yang belum lagi dibuat. Nampak berapa ini nak buat. Okay, DPH. So pada 27 September. Okay, 27 September hari Isnin saya plan for saya plan untuk buat your first test. Okay, so if you forgot, test ni akan dibuat menggunakan quizzes. Ada 30 questions yang akan cover lah from chapter 1 to chapter 3. So 27 September is in 17 days. Ada lebih kurang 2 minggu, 2 minggu setengah. So you can get ready. Okay, buat revision untuk dari chapter 1 sampailah chapter 3. Kita akan habiskan chapter 3 dalam masa 2 minggu ni. So you can get ready lah, cover dulu chapter 1 dan chapter 2. And then your test will cover from those chapters. Ada 30 soalan MCQ menggunakan quizzes. So dia ada each question tu dia ada time limit. Tapi kita tak akan buat ikut specific time. So macam saya explain, kalau saya nak buat test hari Isnin tu, maksudnya the link will be available from 8 AM Monday morning sampai 8 AM Tuesday morning. So you have 24 hours. Kamu boleh pilih lah mana-mana masa yang kamu free untuk buat that test. Okay, so kalau kamu tak free pukul 8 pagi, kamu boleh buat pukul 9. Kalau tak free pukul 9, boleh buat pukul 3 petang. Kalau kamu free malam, buatlah time malam. Okay, so kamu tak, you're not you're not fixed to a certain time, kamu boleh pilih masa kamu free sendiri. Okay, tapi be careful, each question ada time limit. So buka siap-siap lah periodic table dan juga get your calculator ready. Okay guys, so kalau tak ada apa-apa dah, thank you. Watch the videos, see you in our next class. Stay safe.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for participating. Bye-bye.